Wonderful greetings and a very warm welcome to Varsity TV. And of course, man, it is Varsity WhatsApp. And I'm sure the viewers at home, they're asking themselves questions. What ke mange bumba? Ya dithaba a tshanta fonto for kalibito. E seng kalibito fela le kalina. Ke na Isaiah le tsala mana ka tsaba fela ge wena go ka mpitsena. Bumba cute. On Varsity TV, we give you nothing but the best of greatness. Even though we are still under lockdown, but then we have to give you great content. And today's show, man, I'm having one of my favorites. He's a young entrepreneur. He calls himself Moleboheng Mokhothu. Moleboheng, how are you doing, my darling?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
No, man, I'm good. Look how pretty you are.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So basically, how's this lockdown treating you?
Man, it's so challenging. As a creative person, you almost, even though naturally as a creative person I will work indoors, I need my laptop, for some reason it feels like being restricted my creativity. I feel like because I can't move, I can't, with my imagination, I can't move either, which isn't the case, but it's just that, you know, those challenges and minor frustrations. Other than that, I'm just happy my family is safe and my family is good, and continue sympathizing with everyone who's lost a loved one.
I feel you, hey? It's so sad, but then we can get through this. So tell me, Moleboheng, what do you do actually? What's happening?
So yeah, I go by the name Leboheng, Lebo in short. I'm from Pietermaritzburg. I'm a self-published author. I'm an entrepreneur. I love business. I'm also a graphic designer, a video editor. I possess different skills that I believe that helped me in my creative career. I'm also a script writer. I studied script writing from after I graduated, and there were challenges in breaking through into the industry. And then I came to a place where I realized, actually, I want to work for myself. If I should be employed, I would still like to get employed and still work for myself, especially in the creative industry, because it seems it's a bit hard to break through that industry particularly. But yeah, I'm a creative person, basically.
Wow, you're doing amazing. Like, you're doing a lot of things, jack of all trades. How do you juggle everything? How do you put everything together?
I don't know. There's just something in me. I'm very driven. I'm very self-motivated. The option of failure is not an option. I keep going, whatever I need to do. If I had to start, there's a day where I was talking with a friend of mine, talking about business. We can't find jobs. Started a photography company, took a few pictures. They weren't great. You use whatever camera you can find, and you build from there. So for me, with everything that I've done, it started small. And I'm not saying I'm great or anything, but I started with what I had and built my skills, learned from others, learn online. I'm always on YouTube, learning different skills. So sometimes when you're not afforded the opportunity to have to study, not everyone can go and study writing or film or whatever passion it is, but you can teach yourself, learn from others. And when you teach others, you also learn through that. So I've learned a lot. Being hands-on helped me so tremendously in my career.
But I love the fact that you didn't depend on AVDA on its own alone, because you went extra mile and you made your research and started naming new great innovative ideas. That's great. That's great of you. But then I just want to know, how does one become an author?
So with my first book, actually, Restitution, which I have here, with my first book, it actually started as a short story that I wrote at after. And then I couldn't produce it in school. And my lecturer was like, you should keep writing this. So I went with it, I wrote it, I developed it. I tried to submit it to Mnet as a series. That didn't work out. I was like, okay, let me try something else. Then it just so happened, I was like, I love writing. I enjoy writing. And then I researched how to produce a book. I went online. I found there's a website called PASA, which is the Publishing Association of South Africa. And there's so much information because sometimes it's hard to find yourself. You're all alone. And I didn't have to be alone, but for some reason, I'm very independent. I just felt like I have to do this for myself. If I couldn't, of course, I'll ask someone, but there's so much information online available, how to publish, how to find a barcode, how to find editors. And with finding an editor, I reached out to someone close to me because, you know, sometimes you're restricted by budget and you might know someone who also needs support as a creative. So also finding other creators who can design. It's such a process. It's like if you treat it as a business, you keep going no matter what. Even though, yes, it is a passion of writing, when I saw it as a business, I treated it as a process. This is my first process: write it, finish the manuscript, edit it, format it, look for, you know, treat other people as professionals. Don't ask for favors unless you know you're also gonna offer them favors. So it was a challenge, but it was exciting because it was something I hadn't done before. And then when I published my second book, also self-published,
Second book as well.
Yeah, yes, it's a picture book. It's called Mandy's Barn. This one was fun to do.
Cute.
Yeah, so that one was easier because I'd gone through the first process. So I think I'd advise someone who wants to write to definitely spend their time online. There's so much information online, and there's so many things you can do affordably or for free. But because sometimes we don't know, because of our lack of knowledge, we end up paying for things that you could literally do for yourself, like a barcode, this ISBN thing. You don't have to pay for this. This is the ISBN.
It's for free.
Yes, I think what I'll do is send an email with information, if it's possible, to post it for other authors who want to know who do they contact to get an ISBN, you know. And there's so much, just research. It helps so much to research, to know more. Speak to other authors as well. There's upcoming authors, there's people who I, for one, wouldn't hold back. If someone asks me, how do you do this? I'll definitely tell you. So yeah, reaching out and finding out more helped me through this journey of writing.
Wow, I'm so inspired. You know, because, you know, there's some certain people who be like, there's no jobs. So I'm just going to sit and be like, I'm waiting for an employer. But then with you, you keep on going, you keep on meeting. Like, I just love the fact that you've always associated yourself with the right crowd, because I feel like that's what's important. We just have to associate ourselves with the right crowd and stop being with those people that we don't gonna benefit anything. But then let's take it back to after. Did you receive any support structures from your lecture, or what the services that was there? Any structure?
So in terms of with after, I learned writing for film. So it wasn't, I think maybe someone else was able to ask for help. I also didn't ask for it. I told myself after school, I didn't even contact the school afterwards. I wasn't even like, hi, I've produced a book. I've just relied on myself and friendships and family. And that's been my main support, my friends and family. It's important for me to believe in myself, and then they also believed in me. And word of mouth has been helpful. Someone reads my book, they share it with their friend or family. And that's how, even though you can market your work on social media, word of mouth is still powerful today. So in terms of after, I haven't really pushed that much to try to get support from them. Because for me, I see them as a school, as they're in film. Even though I think maybe in the future, I would like to make one of the books into a film or a series. So I think maybe at that point, I could reach out to them if I wanted to produce a film, because that's how I view the school. So yeah, but I think with I don't know of any schools that specifically teach publishing. It's just one of those things where it's still growing in South Africa. Even other bookstores, there are in smaller bookstores that can distribute for self-published authors, which is so helpful compared to your bigger franchises, where you don't really know how to navigate a big, huge bookstore when you're a self-published author and like 20 people know who you are. And you're like, no, you trust in yourself, you trust in your story. How are you selling your product? Because it is a product at the end of the day. How are you going to sell this product to this huge company? So there are challenges with being a self-published author. But yeah, you need to just take them with stride and reach out to whoever you can reach out to.
Fantastic. You'll never go wrong with family. You will never go wrong with family support. That will always be behind you. So if ever there's someone at home, sitting at home, there's no money, and they just want to be like you understand? What are the steps? That does it mean if ever I don't go to school to study publishing and whatsoever, does it mean that I can't publish a book?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. For example, there's people who write, but I wrote a fiction book because of studying it, and I'm very creative. There's authors who went through traumatic experiences and they write about it. They themselves go through a healing process and they in turn also share their story to inspire others. So someone who's been through traumatic or, life is hard, life is challenging, and through it, some authors do write. There could be a mother writing about motherhood, parenting. There could be wives sharing about the hardships of marriage, and you learn from those people. I, for one, I would like to get married, and of course, I'd like to read up, or if I can't speak to someone, I'd like to learn about it. So some people, you can share your experiences. You can, and especially with I mentioned making it a business. If I write a book that is about fitness, for example, I can then embrace that, the book outside of it just being a book. I could have fitness sessions. There's so much you can do outside of the book. You can make sales from the book as well as be a personal trainer. You could be there's doctors who write books. So not everyone necessarily has to go through the path of going to school to become an author. You can use the experiences. You can even write people's stories for them, because I did ghostwriting for an author who didn't really have time to write about how they became an entrepreneur, a young Black businessman. And so I'd record audios and then transcribe for them, and then did everything for them, packaged it, assisted them with the publishing because I'd been through it. So they might not have gone through it, but I was able to offer those services for them because they didn't have the time. So there's always a way to go through to get to where you need to be. Yeah.
Definitely. Wow. It doesn't mean school is always the thing. You can just make it up through your experience. If like maybe I'm heartbroken in my relationship, I can now start writing and be like, how I got dumped.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, Moleboheng, I don't want to waste your time. And where can people find your book?
So my book is on Zeb Media. It's an online bookstore. It's ZEB Media. I'm also self-distributing. Then there are a few publishing companies I'm still talking with. I'm still working on my own website. It's also available on Amazon. Restitution is available on Amazon. And that's another platform that self-publishers can use. Amazon, you don't pay for anything. Sometimes not even sometimes, they actually they have the process of how you can self-publish with them on Kindle Publishing. So Amazon's a great place to start if you're not sure where to go how to start an online bookstore. And with Amazon, you can also start a series for books. So you have a whole bookshelf where your books are on there, which is what I'm planning to do with Mandy's Barn, the children's bookstore, the children's book. Yeah.
Then how much is it? The book.
Mandy's, the ebook is 80 Rand, and then as a hard copy, it's 130. Then restitution is 190, and then as an ebook, it's 130.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
guys, let us support young people. Let us support our people. You're doing so great. Before I let you go, what are the don'ts and the do's of this being an author?
I think the do's are be yourself. Yes, you can be inspired by people. You can borrow. Nothing's new. There's nothing new under the sun. But be yourself. Have your own voice. Another thing you want to do is collaborate or do network with a lot of people. If you feel like you're alone, you don't know anything, it can be frightening. Network, talk to other people. I think definitely one of the other things that I had to face personally was, even though I believed in my work and everything, I had to believe in myself as an author, because it's like, wow, so people are going to be out here calling you an author. You need to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, believe in your voice, believe in what you've written. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, my love.
Okay, believe in what you've written. Take yourself seriously, so that if there are investors that want to invest in you, you should believe in yourself so much that no doubt, if someone had to give you money and be like, here's 30,000, publish books, you should be like, yes, I can do this. So you definitely can do it. Don't shortchange yourself. Don't be giving people free books. Some people you can, if it depends on what they're going to do with the free book. If they're going to market it for you, that's great. But don't shortchange yourselves. As artists, as creative people, not apart from authors, just creative people, you find yourself designing things for people for free, for exposure. You don't have to do that. Like, believe in your product and be like, no, you're going to pay actually the 130. And not in a cocky way, but I took time to create this product. I'm not going to get a hair product for free at Pick and Pay, so you can't get this for free either. So don't shortchange yourself. Don't limit yourself either. Be out there, be all over the place. Don't put any limitations. That's the main thing for me. I never limit myself.
You never limit yourself. You're always yourself. There's actually a question from a viewer watching. There's a question. I just want to read it out for you. I don't know if Eva's going to disturb, but it says, so what's the process of self-publishing and how do you go about it?
Okay, so there's a company called CM Publishers. What they do, they literally take you through the process of self-publishing, and they let you have your own book, keep it as your own rights. What I did myself. So the first step, in fact, I'll just walk you through what I did literally. So I finished writing the book, and then what you don't focus so much on the first part of the book. Just finish the draft, finish everything, go back, you keep adding, because if you're going to wait to perfect it, you'll never finish, and then you'll feel like, no, maybe I'm not meant to write. So finish it, and then you'll add as you go. Then I went to find an editor, which was someone I knew. And then they quoted me. It was quite affordable because I was working at a budget. I wasn't working at the time. I'm still not working right now, but I'm very aware of the fact that you don't always have a budget. So you're working with the little that you have. So I had someone who edited, checked, proofread, because sometimes you'll either misspell something, maybe grammar is not,
There was a little bit drama because there was this other book, I can't mention the name, but then there was spelling errors. There was and it was all booming on social media. I was like,
I think I remember.
What's happening?
So you always need a second eye, even if it's a third eye. And the best thing with editing is to print it. Advice whoever's editing, they should know, they should print out the book. You can see spelling errors much easier when something's printed than looking at it on Word.
So you have to write everything.
You have to print it out so they can see. Like you can literally test it. Just if you had to check spelling on a Word doc compared to printing it, you'll see it actually. There's more spelling errors on the printed document because you see it better. Then after that, I emailed the Library of the South African Library. I forget the name, but it's a South African Library Association. I emailed them that I'm my name, your details, your address, your cell number, and you tell them what my name is Moleboheng, the name of my book, the title of my book is Restitution, and they'll ask you, do you want it as a hard copy or as an ebook or both? So I asked for both, and they gave it to me, which is like these numbers, ISBN, and they have like it's like a barcode basically.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went online and I googled free barcode maker. Got these numbers in there, and then it created this barcode for me. So I didn't spend anything on this. And there's companies that charge like 300 Rand. And for someone else who can afford 300, it's like 300 Rand once off. But if you can't afford it, you can do it.
But it's not bad. Like, I feel like it's quite affordable. You make it sound so easy.
I'm always online, like I'll find any way to do something. I literally type a sentence for it. How do you do this when you can't, like, research?
Guys, research is very much important. Wow, yes. Just blew me away. I love your work. No, you inspire me. You inspire me. I don't want to lie, because you know, people are always complaining. And to be honest, I was one of those people who always complain about, hey, there's no jobs. Hey, we went to school, now we are sitting. What's happening? But understand, but Moleboheng, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. Guys, please let us support our own Moleboheng. Let us support. And please, you must share with us on how, like, you must send us your links as well, so that the viewers at home, if they want to purchase, support you, so that they can be able to purchase your book. And as well, where can people follow you on social media? What are your handles?
Oh, handles. I'm on Instagram, _ Moleboheng M. Then I'm on Facebook as Moleboheng Mokhothu. I don't have Twitter. I had a Twitter account. If you see it, I was still young. I don't even know how I was those typing fonts. So I'm not active on that one. So I'll decide if I want to go back on Twitter in the future, but I'm just on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. I would definitely also need a copy of your book. I need to support you. Thank you so much. And of course, man, that's how we wrap it up right here at Varsity WhatsApp. This is Bumba Yaditaba. I chant off and off. Okay, you can simply follow us on all our social media platforms. We'd love to hear from you. Remember, it is Varsity, a TV. And from my side, God bless and goodbye.